Hi, this is MIcornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. I want to embark today in a topic that speaks about the key principles of effective leadership. Key principles of effective leadership. And I know everybody would love to call themselves leaders. Everyone is desiring to become a leader. And everywhere, when you find people gathering, people will always actually yearn to become leaders of the group. And this is very interesting because everybody sees themselves as leaders. But there are key principles actually of leadership that we cannot ignore in life that I want to speak about. And I hope this becomes very key for you to judge yourself and say, am I really a good leader? And we want to embark on this topic today. And I want to start with part one today. And just for a few minutes, speak about at least two principles today. And we'll actually touch two principles a day for the next 5 days, for instance. And I hope that will do justice to that. Now, the first thing that I would love to urge you as a young man, as you're listening to us wherever you are, if you want to become an effective leader, the first thing as a principle that you need to do is to learn to lead yourself. Learn to lead yourself. Before you start to lead others, start to lead yourself. And this is a very great principle that many do not realize, that you can't lead others if you cannot lead if you cannot lead yourself. What do we mean by leading yourself? Leading yourself, we're talking about number one, first is you must know yourself. Self-knowledge is very key, that you know yourself, you know your weaknesses, you know your strengths, you know exactly what affects you, and you know how you control your emotions, and you know how much you're not able to control your emotions as well. That self knowledge is very key, because when you've got a self knowledge, you are able actually to look at some of the behaviors or some ways of doing things that are not palatable, things that you might need to improve and get better, things that you might need to change on, and very important. And if one want to lead themselves, you must actually be a person who's teachable. You must yearn actually to learn. You must yearn to get better and to get better every day, to learn from others as well, and be teachable by all means. Now, the people that wanna lead themselves before they lead others, they always become obsessed about knowledge, obsessed about being empowered or empower themselves. They work so hard to improve themselves, and they are ready to improve themselves. And remember that you cannot improve yourself unless if you are able to know what are your weaknesses, unless if you know that there are areas of improvement upon your life, and you need to identify those before you really even embark on empowering yourself. Now, knowledge becomes very key, and I must really emphasize that many of us live in ignorance, and we are not aware that we live in ignorance. And majority of leaders don't know much, and they are actually blundering in everything that they do purely because they've got no knowledge. And I want to urge you as a leader that if you are going to become somebody who lead yourself, you need to embark and become obsessed in knowledge, and therefore dispel that ignorance that you have and become a better person with knowledge, and you'll be able to lead yourself. Now, when we speak about leading yourself, we're speaking about leading yourself in values and character. We're speaking about being ethical enough yourself to be able to restrain yourself from wrongdoings that are otherwise going to affect your leadership, that are otherwise going to affect also your character and your exemplary leadership. Now, your values then becomes very important. So you need to pay attention to the values that you have, pay attention to the ethics or ethical mindset that you have, because it's very important that you look at that if you are to lead yourself. And those are the type of things that you start actually correcting. Those are the type of things that you start actually embracing, so that you can actually improve on and you become able to lead yourself. Now, talk. How do you talk? Are you able to lead yourself in that kind of talk? Because there are times where we really just say anything that comes to our minds. But as a leader, you cannot afford to do that, because when you start to say anything that comes from your mind, you may say things that are not actually proper. those things that will destroy your character forever. Because you are not to be known to be somebody who speaks something that is not proper. When you are known that way, you've actually just tarnished your reputation, you've just destroyed your character, and people look at you as such. So lead yourself in talk, lead yourself in behavior, lead yourself in emotional intelligence, and guarding against what you do that may be wrong. And that is leading yourself before you lead other people. And that's very key, actually. It's a very key principle when it comes to leadership or effective leadership in life. Now, the second thing that I want to deal with today before I close as a key principle of effective leadership is hire great people, then get out of their way. Hire great people and then get out of their way. Because many times we want to do things ourselves. You want to be a jack of all trades, but you know that you are lacking knowledge in some of the things. But you want to do everything on your own. And that distracts you. And majority of leaders that want to do things their own way, they have failed many times because remember that you cannot know everything in life. You cannot know everywhere. Of course, you don't have a skill of everything. So therefore, you cannot know everybody either in life. So there are things that you are lacking. You don't know. There are things that you are actually needing to learn from other people. And that's the reason why you need to really make sure that when you hire people, you hire great people. People that you don't envy. You don't need to envy people that you've hired because they are there actually to participate in the work that is at hand and also the task that you want to allocate to them. And that's very important. And great leaders are able to employ people that they in turn actually give them the power. Those people are great. Those people are actually people that are knowledgeable. These are the people with skills as well. And as you do so, when you've hired them, don't actually take over from them while you've hired them. Make a way and let them be able to freely apply the skills that they have. Let them be freely able to make decisions where they need to make decisions. Because sometimes we fail actually to allow people to make decisions in their area of expertise. And that is a failure of leadership when you do so. Now, I want to urge you as a young man, you might be an employer where you are. You might be running your own business, maybe you're employing people. You might be a manager, maybe, or a CEO somewhere. I want to emphasize this. That's very important that you do hire great people. And when you've hired great people, don't envy them, because when you envy them, you are therefore going to try to prove a point. And as a leader, you don't need to prove a point to anyone, because remember, these people have been hired by you. And because of their skills that they bring, because of their knowledge that they have. So therefore, make a way for them. Allow them to make sober decisions. Allow them to put up plans that they will execute. Allow them to really just bring feedback to you instead of you trying to micromanage them. Because immediately you hire great people and you micromanage them, one, you're going to lose them. They're going to leave quickly. And secondly, they're not going to perform to the maximum capacity that they have because you are actually on their way. You are doing that which they're supposed to be doing. You're not giving it all to them for them to perform. And that's very important as a young man to learn from this and say, you want to become an effective leader. Please, when you've got people under you, the people that are part of your team, make a way for them. Let them function. Let them use their knowledge and skills, and please pave a way for them. And let them shine in an area of expertise where they are. And the skills that they have, let them shine with that. Don't take a shine of them, and therefore allow them to operate as they know, based on their skills and their knowledge. And that's what we mean when we say, when you have hired great people, please get out of the way and give them opportunity to apply or implement that which they know better, that they specialize in, because this is their specialty. This is actually the place of expertise. They want to apply the knowledge actually clearly there to make success of this company, to make success of this area where you've employed them to do. And I want to urge you to do that because this is very, very important. Remember, we are Young Men Empowerment Forum. We're empowering ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character. And we want to develop you into that. And that's the reason why we're saying this session. This was part one of this great topic, and I hope that you will join us as we deal with part two tomorrow. But before we leave you, I want to urge you to follow us on our social media platforms, our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum. So please follow us there and make sure that you click like or follow. And the good Lord will bless you as you do that. We have got my personal Facebook page is MIcornus Phokane, so you can follow us there as well. It's very key that you follow us, and you will learn a lot of videos that I post on my platforms as well. And the good Lord will bless you as you do that. Don't forget our YouTube channel is also under Young Men Empowerment Forum. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like it as well. Make sure that you follow us on that platform as well. Our TikTok account is under MIcornus Phokane. So please, and Instagram as well is under MIcornus Phokane. So please follow us. I do post those videos on those platforms as well, and we believe that you enjoy them, you are learning out of them. But moreover, above all, we want to urge you to share these platforms with your loved ones. It could be your family, it could be your colleagues at work, it could be your friends as well, a circle of friends that might need to learn out of this. Remember, we are developing ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character. And we want to make sure that we do this through kingdom principles. And I hope you will join us tomorrow as we deal with part 2. May the good Lord bless you. And cheers for now.